Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to another video. And if this is your first time, hey, what's up? As you can probably already tell from the title, this is going to be the best mods for your Mark 7 GTI for under $100. And it's also going to be part one of a three-part video series which should cover all the information you should need to know about modding your Mark 7 GTI. Part 2 is going to cover mods between $100 and $500. Part 3 is going to be $500 and above. And of course, all these mods apply to the Golf R and the regular Golf, but I'm just using my GTI as a reference. I'm going to try to avoid naming any specific brands if I can, because I'm not being paid by anyone. I'm not being sponsored by any company. And to remain unbiased, I honestly don't really care what brand you go with. Also, obviously, I'm going to miss a thing or two. So if I forget something and you deem it necessary on this list, then just leave it in the comments below to let everyone else see. And as always, like the smash button because that helps more than you think. And subscribe if you haven't already to be notified of the other two parts if you're watching this and it haven't came out yet. And also to get 10 horsepower for your car. One more thing before I start, I'm going to separate these into two categories: performance and cosmetic. For performance, it's not really going to be performance per se, but I guess it's somewhat engine related, so I'm just going to say performance, keep things organized. And also, none of these things are going to be ordered in any specific way, not any chronological order. And yeah, that's it. So let's do performance first, and the first thing on the list is going to be a dog bone mount. These things cost anywhere between 40 and 60 bucks, and what it does is it should eliminate a lot of your wheel hop when you're launching it. Launching. When you're sending it from a dig, it should eliminate a lot of wheel hop, but also it will increase a lot of car vibrations when you're, let's say, daily driving it or starting it up from zero. There's also two types of these mounts, one being the all metal ones, and I've heard that over time the metal ones tend to bend through to, I guess, wear and tear. So even the nicer, expensive one, they will reform. And the other type is the rubber inserts. For those, I've heard that over time they may kind of melt or get stuck to your car. So if you want to remove it, it is a process to kind of dig and carve it out. Second item is going to be used springs, and keyword on used because I think most springs are like 200 to 250. But I've seen a lot of people try to sell their pre-owned ones for like 150, 120, and even as low as 100. But if someone's trying to sell it for like 120, I'm pretty sure you can try and convince them to give it to you for 100. Next item is going to be the steel oil pan kit. And I personally prefer the steel oil pan over the whole street shield thing. Reason being that the street shield is just one giant sheet of metal on the underside of your car. So yeah, it protects more, but also it's going to weigh more. So that's, I guess it's a trade-off, and that's something for you to decide of which one would you rather have. You can grab one of these with all the tools you're gonna need for around 90 bucks. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere for 75, I'm not sure, but I'm aiming it more towards 90. But yeah, for some reason, our cars come with plastic oil pans, and I honestly don't know why. I'm pretty sure Volkswagen has a good reason for it. But I guess you're fine if you live in a state with nice roads. But here in New York City, I already cracked my first plastic one and replace it with another plastic one. If it happens again, honestly, I'm just gonna grab this kit and call it a day. Speaking of oil, the next item is gonna be the oil extraction tool. Just stick the hose into the area where you normally put in oil and start pumping. And because our oil filter is accessible through the engine bay, you can just do your normal routine oil changes in your garage or even in the streets, and it should take like 30 minutes at most. Speaking of oil, once again, and I know, not really a mod, I guess, but oil change kit, 60 bucks, comes with everything you need to change your oil. 6 liters of oil, drain plug, new oil filter. So just please change your oil routinely, frequently, every 5,000 miles if you didn't know that already. And lastly, for performance, getting a different type of filter for the stock intake. Because aftermarket intake systems don't do anything for our cars, you're just as fine getting one of those aftermarket filters for the stock intake system, like the K&N reusable, rewashable ones, and just using that for the stock intake. Now let's move on to cosmetic. First item is going to be the WeatherTech wind deflectors. I have them, I like them, they work, fitment is great, they tuck right into your window seal, and they're definitely helpful, especially when it's raining and you want to open some window without letting in water, or if you're parked on the streets and you want to crack some window open to let out the air without actually having everyone see that your window is open. Also, they look great, but I guess that's kind of like a personal preference thing. So I don't know, some people might not like the looks of wind deflectors on cars. I do, and I think it looks better. The next item is going to be the OBDII. It's 50 bucks for the regular one and 90 bucks for the Pro. The only difference between the two is that the Pro comes with 200 credits off the bat for you to use for one-touch coding or whatever else you want. You can also earn credits by opening the app for 1 credit daily or watching like 30-second ads for also 1 credit each, a maximum of 5 per day. You don't need any credits to do long coding, but for the one-touch coding, it's 10 credits each for one item. This is definitely something I believe everyone should have. And the great thing is it doesn't work on just MK7 GTIs. It works on all Volkswagen Audi groups with an OBDII port, which is all of them. If I had to pick one thing on this whole list for the best valued item, this would be it. Next item is going to be a pair of pre-owned wheel spacers. New, they're like $100 each for like just the front or just the back. But I'm pretty sure you can find someone selling their spacers for $100 for both pairs. Next, I want to say black badges and mirror caps. Both of these you can probably get whatever color you want, whatever design you want. Like most people probably go carbon fiber. You can get them on AliExpress for like $20, both of these. Obviously, if you get these carbon fiber, they're not going to be real carbon fiber from AliExpress. But if it's just for looks, these are going to be fine. Save yourself the money. The fitment on these are going to be fine. And the last thing for this whole video is going to be a steering wheel wrap. You can get one for around like $20 on AliExpress, and it's going to be an Alcantara wrap for your steering wheel. I mean, on picture it definitely looks really cool, and I can only imagine it should feel a lot nicer than our fake leather that we get. The only thing is you have to manually stitch it on yourself, and I personally don't think I have the patience for it. So maybe one day though. I know there's a lot I probably forgot, especially for the cosmetic category, but if I mention every single thing, it's gonna be like a 2-hour long video. But I'll put some, I guess, honorable mentions in the description. But yeah, I would say these are the top mods for you to look into if you want to add these little touches to your car without breaking the bank. And of course, you don't have to get parts from AliExpress if you're one of those people that can't sleep at night knowing that your parts come from China. You can always buy the marked up versions that probably still come from China. But for the rest of us that rather have more money than bragging rights, you'd be surprised at all the stuff you can find on AliExpress, and some of them are pretty good too. And that wraps up this video for the best mods for under $100 for your MK7 GTI. As always, thanks for watching, especially if you've made it this far, and like the smash button if you haven't. It helps me more than you know. And subscribe if you haven't, because you want, you know, the 10 horsepower for your car, and to be notified when the other 2 parts come out. And catch you guys in the next one.
Perfect.